Hi everyone, this is Lada from astrolada.com and this is your horoscope for Aries March 2017 for anyone who has their ascendant, sun or moon in Aries. And what an interesting month it is going to be. I've been waiting for that for quite a few years, looking forward to see what it brings, because Venus goes retrograde in Aries, in our sign, for the first time in 8 years. The last time this happened was about 8 years ago, 2009 approximately. Yeah, 2009 it happened. And if you return back to 8 years ago, sorry, not 9, 8 years ago, 2009, you will, maybe you'd have an idea what can be happening. In a sense, some events that were triggered maybe around 2009, you might be putting an ending to them, because Venus is finishing a cycle of 8 years, when the last time it retrograded in our sign in Aries. So maybe finally, maybe some relationships that started 8 years ago, even if it's finished already, but you haven't closed the door to it in your heart yet, you'll be able to wrap it up, to be able to see it from a different perspective, to say your goodbye, so to close the door psychologically, emotionally, or even physically to it, because Venus retrograde periods are about bringing something to conclusion. It's about bringing some phase of our life to conclusion. And Venus, because it's in our sign, is going to affect us the most, becomes retrograde from the beginning of March, from around the 4th, 5th of March to around the 15th of April, 14th of April. It means that this will be, especially the month of March, is the most important one, because Venus is retrograde in our sign in Aries during the month of March. And you're starting to reevaluate something. And it might be, again, as I said, something that you started, something that you've invested energy, love, passion, efforts into over the, maybe starting 8 years ago, or over the past 8 years in some way, and that you're reevaluating it. And very likely it might be a relationship, because Venus rules love and relationships, but it might be also some financial situation, because Venus rules also the second house for Aries, Taurus, which rules money, which rules resources, which rules our self-worth and self-evaluation. How highly do you feel, what do you feel you're worth? What do you feel your energy, your love, your time is worth? So it's also what money we receive from the universe, because whatever we feel we are worth, this is what we get back from others and from the universe as financial remuneration. So this will be a period, most of March, when you're starting to change your attitude and starting to think. When Venus starts moving retrograde, your mind is shifting. The focus of your mind is also seeing the matters from a different perspective, because Venus goes retrograde so rarely, and we have a rare opportunities as Aries to look through a different lens at matters connected to money, finances, and self-worth and relationships for us. This will affect Aries the most. And so basically, what can we expect? Let me give you a few examples of what I've seen with clients, what I've seen in my personal life, when Venus retrogrades in one's own sign. Well, a past love can come, or a past relationships with a woman, because Venus rules women, or past close relationships on an emotional foundation, or some kind of contract or agreement can come to us from the past, because Venus rules all contracts and agreements, all relationships that are between partners. And it's not only marriage, it's not only sexual relationships, but other contractual relationships or agreements we have with others. It might come back to be reviewed, and we might start thinking, okay, the clause of this relationship, so the rules of this relationships are not fair. I'm giving way too much and I'm not receiving enough. Or the opposite, if you've been taking too much and not giving back equally, a partner can come and approach you and say, I don't think this is working out, with a personal or business partner, and they can say, we need to change something. And if you're not happy with the new conditions, or if your partner, if you have new conditions for them, or changes of conditions, are not happy, this can mean the end of a relationship, the end of an agreement, the end of a friendship, the end of some kind of a contractual relationship. But if the issues are workable, because Venus becomes so powerful, so strong, we become super conscious and super aware of any problems in our relationships, or contractual, business, or personal, that we can no longer hide them under the carpet, basically. We can no longer dismiss them, and we address them. Either someone comes and addresses a relationship with us, or we go and address one that we're unhappy about, and we try and agree on new rules to re-examine the rules of the relationship. And if those new rules are not workable or accepted from the other side, either the relationship dissolves, or you have a heart-to-heart conversation with someone, you rewrite, which is retrograde, is about rewriting, redoing, renegotiating how you behave in that relationship, what you desire from the partner, and it becomes deeper. So that's why it's very important, if you're in a good relationship already, it's going to get better. It's going to get more intimate, more heart-to-heart when Venus goes retrograde. And it's not only personal relationship, I repeat, it might be business agreements or something, but something will still shift. Something, for example, you might finally see the value in a relationship that you've not been noticing. You might finally become aware that, oh my God, this person has been doing so much for me, or this agreement has been, or this person really loves me, I realize now I love them. So something shifts in your mind. Or the opposite, you might say, I've been giving too much, this is not fair, I'm not receiving the same. That's it. This is reevaluation. And actually till the 25th of March, Venus is moving retrograde but coming close to the Sun, which means it's in the last phase, like a waning moon in the last phase before it starts a new cycle from the 25th of March, which will carry for 18, 19 months. So for after the 25th of March, and especially after the 14th of April, when Venus starts moving direct, there is this new cycle of Venus which continues almost 2 years. And this new cycle of Venus, year and a few months, and this year and a half, year and 7 months, during which you can start new relationships on new foundation, or you can renew old relationships with new clauses, with new agreement between you, with new, whether it's business partnership or business relationship or personal, you can renew it, take it to the next level of commitment on a higher level. But you approach overall relationships and financial matters of money, where you put your worth, where you invest your passion and love, which is what Venus rules. You take it to the next level. So, but first, the first process, it starts from March, is this re-examination, these doubts that you might have. This, or if it's not coming from you, it can come from you outside, like your boss is coming and saying, we will re-examine your money. You know, what are you contributing to the company? We'll re-examine your assets in some way. We have to make some shifts there, some changes. And you have to work harder to prove your worth, to prove your value, and to see if it's worth your time as well, to put your energy and efforts into that relationship, that contract, or that financial investment of some sort. Reinvest it, work on it better, put extra efforts. And by the time Venus starts moving direct and it starts its new cycle of 19 months, you'd either have agreed on a higher level of compensation, or you'd have created the foundation of higher, better financial remuneration, because you've reevaluated your self-worth and what you're putting in, and you've decided to recommit even deeper, and you've removed certain things that are maybe were devaluing you, or you've changed your mindset and how you perceive yourself in regards to your value, and this raises your outer material value. Or when it comes to relationships, you might have deepened the relationships through having a heart-to-heart, by putting new conditions, by changing your attitude and moving forward. I can give you an example. 8 years ago, 8 years ago, when this happened during Venus retrograde period, after many years of doing relationships and attracting kind of partners that were more for fun and more taking advantage of me, and the wrong age group for me as well. Something happened, not even on the outside level, but within me, when Venus was retrograde in Aries. And I said, okay, I think I'm done with that. I think I'm ready for more serious, more equal partnership that is equal in age, that is equal in, that I receive more as I give, and that has more serious tone of mind to it. And then Venus started moving, and within started its new cycle, and within 1 month of that self-reevaluation, which happened during the Venus retrograde, actually it was accompanied with disappointment from certain actions of partners in relationships. But within 1 month of Venus starting to move retrograde, a totally new relationships, very different than anything I've had before, came into my life. And this was thanks to this Venus reevaluation. Thanks to this Venus, I've reevaluated my self-worth, I've reevaluated my attitude towards love overall, and what kind of love I want to allow into my life. And it didn't even happen consciously, it was just like some kind of a big disappointment with someone during Venus retrograde, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this kind of bullshit. I didn't even say it like, yeah, I'm done. It was like I moved to a next level. I said subconsciously, it's enough of I don't like that, you know. So this is the transmutation, or chemical transmutation, that happens while Venus is retrograde in our sign Aries, which make us change our self-worth, which make us, and usually it might come with something that disappoints us, that we're not doing something right, that we're selling ourselves short, or that we're, you know, something that pushes this change, because changes happens usually through such matters. And another thing that's more positive is that love from the past can come to be reignited. That's another opportunity. Or relationship from the past, or business contract from the past that comes to be re-examined. Or it can come just to be re-examined, seen from a different perspective, and let go of and released, so we can move forward without this emotional burden in us when Venus starts moving forward and has a new cycle. So we're on the next level psychologically in regards to how we feel about love and relationships, and we attract different circumstances, and about money as well, the two things that Venus rules, and self-worth. Another thing is that some Venusian project can come to you, and it's required for you to redo it, to improve it, to perfect it in some way. For example, a project connected to design, to harmony, to fashion, to beauty, to working with women, to any projects that's connected to Venus, which is design, beauty, art of any sort. Like for me, it will be a project that I've been working on for 2 years now, that finally I'm hoping to start putting the final touches and edit it and put it together while Venus is retrograde. It's not like I've planned that, it's just happened like that. And so this is another way Venus retrograde can manifest. So nothing too extreme, nothing too, you're just editing, retouching, redesigning, redoing something basically. So yeah, and which areas will be most affected? Those that are born till the 5th of April. The March and the early April born ones will feel it the most. The other areas till the 20th of April, from the 5th to the 20th, to a lesser degree. They would still notice those themes, but might not be as potent to them. And also, you know, especially when Venus starts moving direct in April, you start seeing the results of whatever re-evaluations and changes and shifts of the winds have started happening in March. But big months, I don't even think we should talk about anything else, Aries, because that's the big thing that's happening for you. And by the way, Venus is a lovely planet. Even if when it's retrograde, when we know that a retrograde planet requires 3 times more efforts and more introspection, going within, re-examining and analyzing, which areas sometimes I'm not very happy with, because we're a very external sign. We like to approach directly, we like to move forward rather than go within. We're more outer focus than inner focus. But these periods are important for us, you know, for all our values, for all our to make the sphere of Venus more fair and more harmonious in our life, which is money, love, you know. And even if some crisis happens, no, it's usually a crisis that leads you to a higher level after that. And the other thing is that Mars, our planet that rules us, is going into Taurus from around the 9th of March approximately, I think around the 9th of March. And we'll be in Taurus till around for a month and a half, approximately, maybe a little bit under a month and a half. So it means that we'll become a bit more practical as well. We're slowing down a little bit as Aries. First of all, Venus, the planet, is moving retrograde, going more introspective, more within, and also the planet that rules us, the planet of energy, is moving into a practical, slow, methodical sign, Taurus. And it slows us down, definitely, and it makes us be approach matters from a more and I think especially matters of financial nature will be a lot on our mind, because Venus, the sign that rules Taurus, our money, is in our sign retrograde, while our planet that rules us, Aries, is in the sign of money, Taurus. So they're what we call it the mutual exchange, the mutual reception, as we call it. So this Venus can, for many Aries, manifest as reevaluating their finances, their assets, their self-worth, second house rules, all of those things. Slowing things down, looking within and thinking, what am I worth? How can I increase my worth? How can I remove things that are just wasting from my money and from my efforts? How can I decrease them, chop them off, remove them? Because it's the final cycle of Venus till the 20, while it's retrograde, it's when we remove something from us, especially till the 25th of March. Something that's not working, especially in regards to finances, so how we approach money and our self-worth, and to we can rebudget, we can restructure something with our finances, and how we approach money generally. But Mars definitely will help us be more initiative in that direction, but in a more practical, down-to-earth way. So that's my horoscope for you, Aries. Enjoy Venus retrograde. I love Venus retrogrades because they always take us to a next level, no matter what kind of crisis situation we experience. And some of us might be deepening of love, some of us might be just realization that we need to come to the next level, basically, in relationships and let go of the past. Thank you.